Welcome everybody to the new episode of our podcast, Stay to the Credits. Today we're going to be talking about the new Marvel movie, The Eternals. And this movie came out yesterday. We're recording this the November 5th. But we saw this
Yeah.
yesterday.
Well, technically it came out today,
Yeah,
but
technically today, worldwide.
yeah, but we saw it yesterday because a lot of theaters just don't care. They let you see it a day early.
Yeah, of
I know other
course.
places saw it like a couple days earlier,
Yeah, I know
actually.
people have seen this movie since like even like a couple weeks ago, of course,
Yeah,
like because I know they have like world premieres, but it's like it's not a world premiere, it's just like the famous people get to see it.
yeah. Which we're not there yet, but maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe someday. But anyway, guys, today like I said, we're gonna talk about this new movie, The Eternals, and ever since I saw that the people like since the movie came out in the world premiere, there's been so many mixed reviews about this movie. And Sebastian and I, we were not that excited to go see it, but of
No,
course, it's the
I
latest installment, so we had to go see it.
since I saw the trailers, I was not really excited. I was just like it just looked whatever. It just looked like generic superhero fighting CGI bullshit. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be that negative, but that's just what I thought. I thought I was going to expect, a little bit more when I saw the movie. Uh, nah.
I mean, yeah, without spoiling, there really isn't much you can say apart from the fact that you're gonna go into this movie probably like we did without knowing
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I feel maybe if you like the Eternals, you will enjoy this movie just because. I mean, I have no reference in terms of like the source material and stuff like that, so
Mhm.
it's really hard for me to say whether or not it's comic accurate. I think some of the ideas are really cool in terms of like the characters, but in execution, I don't think it worked out that
Mm.
much.
Yeah, no. It didn't work out in the best way. And I think I'm not gonna blame the director, Chloe Zhao. I
No,
mean, she has two Oscars, so I mean,
I
I'm
would
not wanting to talk.
I would never blame the director just because I know that in terms of like the MCU, the director usually has to like just hit a check mark of things like a checklist. I know
Mhm.
usually they don't have the most creative control. Uh,
Yeah,
it's not like like DC, like with the MCU, you have to hit a specific formula, you have to hit the checklist.
yeah,
Lately they've been branching out a little bit more, uh, especially with Shang-Chi. They did some of the visuals, some of the choreography was pretty cool in that. But I feel like they took a step back with this and they were like, let's just make it look generic as possible. And obviously, I'm not blaming the director because
yeah. No.
obviously, but I think
Like I mean, like I
Marvel,
said, we're not ones to talk. I mean, she has
yeah,
literally two Oscars.
yeah, I think Marvel just kind of like fumbled it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I know that Chloe Zhao actually did pitch this to Kevin Feige because Kevin Feige did not like have in mind the Eternals at all.
Oh, so maybe Chloe Zhao, like he
I don't
fumbled a little
know.
bit.
I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say she did a bad movie, but uh, maybe like the things that she did maybe just didn't work out the way that she wanted it to. But like I said, Kevin Feige had like no plans for the Eternals. And like so this is she pitched the whole idea and Kevin Feige loved it. And for those who don't know, Kevin Feige is the president of Marvel Studios. So he's the big man and he's the one that says yes or no.
You know what? Maybe that explains why um, some of the stuff just didn't, or like I didn't like some of the stuff that happens in this movie just because since it wasn't really planned, at least from like the beginning,
Mhm.
maybe that's why it feels sort of like out of place. Because that's what I felt when I saw this movie. I was like, I mean, not that it doesn't fit in the MCU. I think it fits in the MCU, but it like barely kind of ties into everything else. And it's like, I know it's supposed to be its own thing. You're setting up your own lore, whatever. But for me, it feels like, or at least it felt like when I was watching this movie, it felt like I had never seen Star Wars, right? Imagine this. I have never seen Star Wars, and it feels like you're going into like the seventh movie, and you're getting like backstory and lore and a bunch of exposition and a bunch of characters that you're supposed to care for, but it's like the middle of the franchise. That's what this movie felt like to me. I just feel like maybe they could have done like two movies, like separate this into two movies, or like don't use that many characters. I feel like, and I feel like it would have
Yeah.
gone over a little bit better for me because I feel like it's a little bit all over the place in terms of like characters I have to care about and the story.
Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned before, we're not familiar with the source material,
No.
but a couple months ago, I did buy an Eternals comics, and for those on YouTube, you can see the cover art, and it's a graphic novel, so it's a pretty long, but it's like the Eternals Cosmic Origins, and I did not read it. I bought it for the purpose of having a little more backstory for the when the Eternals movie came out. And I don't know, man. I didn't have the inspiration to read the comics, and I don't know. I guess it didn't work out for the movie either.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the opposite of Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's like Guardians of the Galaxy was the same thing. You take characters that pretty much nobody knows about,
Hmm.
uh, and you like give them new life. You introduce them to an audience. But Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know if it was like James Gunn. I don't know if it was just like the world building that
I think it's
happened
the
back
fact
then. You know what I mean?
it,
Because it's like that was the first space movie. Now it's like, oh, it's like space, but it's like a bunch of other stuff.
it's not really even in space. It's it's on Earth,
No,
but
I know, but they're like from space,
yeah,
and it's like,
it's cosmic shit. But
yeah,
um, I've seen the comparison to the Guardians of the Galaxy. But the thing is, like with Guardians, it's like it's also a story about people that no one knows about. I had
yeah,
no idea who the Guardians were either. Like when actually I remember back in when was it 2014 when it came out? When I was 14. Um, I honestly didn't even know it was a Marvel movie.
yeah,
Like back then, I was like, oh, it's probably just a movie for kids, so I didn't even watch it. I watched the movie until like I was in like a senior in high school, so I had no idea. But I mean, and even then, like, if you didn't know about it, it was okay because like they hadn't even connected yet.
yeah.
So so it didn't affect that much that I hadn't seen the Guardians. But like I said, like I've seen the comparisons of Eternals with Guardians, and it's the fact that the Guardians it's just a much simpler story.
I
Um,
guess that's true. Yeah, you
it's
like in Guardians, you are introducing like a bunch of different space stuff and worlds and
yeah,
a bunch of characters, but it's not like I don't know. It's not as grand as what this sets out to be.
yeah. It just feels like it was setting up too much. Um,
Yeah, and then there
and
and one thing I don't like, which like we're not talking spoilers yet, but at the end I feel like
mm,
there's no payoff. It's
yeah,
just like they stop the thing that they're going to stop, and then it's like, fuck you. It's a fake out because they don't really. I mean, they stop like the main threat, but they don't stop the other threat or the
yeah,
thing.
no,
They don't stop the thing that causes the main threat, I guess.
yeah.
And I don't know.
I mean, Guardians is like I said, a much simpler story. I mean, it's a story about a couple of scoundrels, or criminals who get
Yeah,
together, get out of prison, and basically
I
just have
mean,
fun. I
yeah, but they do
mean, they do good
prevent
stuff. Yeah,
they do prevent the end of the world in that movie too,
yeah,
right?
of
At
course,
least one world,
yeah, of course, with the
and
Power Stone and everything.
yeah, and then that happens in this movie too. Hey, it was kind of like the same thing. They all kind of like got together and stopped the thing. You know what I mean?
Eh,
And one of them they held hands, and the other one they held their brains.
I guess.
Kind of similar.
Little
A
tiny
little,
spoiler.
a little bit. Yeah, whatever. Spoilers, whatever. Fuck you, Harry Styles is in the movie. It's been all
Yeah,
over Twitter. I saw that on Twitter and I didn't even know it
yeah,
was a thing. I thought it was just a meme or
yeah. I
something.
had seen that since like people. Here's the thing. Before we talk about the actual movie, lately I've seen like I don't know what is wrong with people, but they're sharing so many spoilers for
There, yeah,
everything.
and there's so many leaks too. Like,
It's like it's not just Marvel stuff for anything. They're
yeah,
showing so, and I don't know what's wrong with that. Like it didn't used to be like that for movies, and now everything gets leaked, and I don't like that. I really don't like that.
yeah, I don't know. It's it's really weird to see because before you would see a leak and be like, oh, maybe that's fake, maybe that's not real,
Mhm,
whatever. But now there's just so many that are like a
mhm.
thing that are a thing. They're like real, or at least they. How can you fake that?
Yeah, like even at the like the world premiere with like all the famous people for the Eternals, the end credit scene was already leaked. Like by then, when that was what like 2 3 weeks ago. So I don't know what's wrong. So because of that, I honestly feel like Spider-Man No Way Home should not have a world premiere like that, or maybe have it like the same day as
Or
the
yeah,
premiere.
or I would say
As the
don't have another trailer also.
I mean, they're gonna have one. They already have it ready. I
Because
think.
like just because like I've seen so many leaks and I'm like I know what's gonna happen and I'd rather be like wishing
Yeah,
that like the leaks aren't real that way I'm surprised instead of seeing the leaks confirmed in the
yeah.
trailer and be like oh cool yay I know
I
the
mean,
movie now.
it just kind of sucks because like you know more about the movie from the leaks than like the actual trailer, but
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they reveal more stuff in the leaks than the trailer. And I
yeah,
mean, I guess it makes sense, but like it shouldn't be like that at all. And that's what I'm saying. Like, for No Way Home, I really don't think there should be a premiere or, I mean, there's gonna be a trailer already because they have it ready. But I mean, at first I was like, I'm not gonna watch the second trailer
yeah.
because I want to be more surprised. But everything's like leaked. I mean, we still don't know like 100% for sure Toby and Andrew are gonna be there, but it's like a 99.
Yeah,
So, so I mean, might as
basically.
well watch the trailer, you know?
Yeah, yeah, like just to get confirmed. Yeah, I wasn't gonna watch the second trailer either, but based on all the leaks and stuff, I'm like, I guess I have to.
Yeah, I
Or
mean, it's like
because it's like
either way.
either I see a shitty picture on Twitter or I see it like
Yeah, exactly.
HD on a YouTube video. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna be like, you either don't watch it or you're gonna watch it like by accident on Twitter or
Yeah,
like some social media, and like the movie comes out in a month, so like you're for sure gonna see it somewhere.
yeah. Or like so, like one of your friends is gonna send it to you and be like, "Oh, did you guys see that?" It's like,
Oh my god, Toby!
So yeah,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, like the movie was not the whole movie, but the end credit scene was already kind of leaked since like 2 3 weeks ago for Eternals, and of course everyone saw it. Harry Styles.
yeah, and I mean, I thought it was just a meme on Twitter because everyone was like, Harry Styles is Thanos' brother. I thought that was just some like joke that someone made, and then it became viral. And then I had missed it, so I was like out of context, like being like, oh, okay, that's weird. But it was actually a thing. So
Yeah, I mean
and
I don't know
once
how I feel about it, but I guess it's
yeah, and
whatever.
one thing I will say, just because of how much press like these movies get, it spoils the other like it spoils the other post credit scene because Kit Harington gets cast as the
Mhm.
Black Knight, right?
Yeah,
And he doesn't become the Black Knight in this movie, which was said before
yeah. I mean,
by press as well.
I
So
mean even us that.
you're kind of like expecting, oh, it's gonna be some Black Knight stuff. Oh, it's gonna be this,
Yeah,
So you kind of get it ruined or not ruined. Like it's still cool to see, but you kind of like
it's the speculation of like who gets cast as what. But like even us, like we're saying, like we know nothing about the Eternals, like from the comics, but we still knew
yeah,
like about like the Black Knight or like
yeah. Because we had seen before, and I had completely forgotten until the movie, and I was like, oh wait, he's
yeah.
that guy, yeah. Because I was
And
like,
like
why waste Kit Harington? Because spoilers, he doesn't do anything in this movie.
yeah, because they kind of just set him up, to be the Black Knight. And I mean, this is not a spoiler because everyone like that has a moderate knowledge about Marvel, and you already knew that he was going to become the Black Knight at
Yeah,
some point.
or even like other news outlets online say, "Oh yeah, this is who Kit Harington's character is," and they're like, "Oh, is he going to be the Black Knight in this movie? Who knows?" Because back then it was just speculation.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna have to talk about spoilers soon. But before we do,
Uh,
I'm gonna say like straight up, I do not think it deserves the amount of hate that it's
I
getting.
I disagree. I don't like this movie.
No, yeah, you can. It doesn't. It's okay if you don't like the movie, but
Yeah,
and I mean, I just think because like before the movie had even come out, people were already review bombing it on Rotten Tomatoes. So I think that's really really bad, really
no.
wrong.
So when when it premiered early, the critics were reviewing it, but then
Yeah,
all the MCU stands got mad because they were like, "Ooh, it's such a good movie. Critics are just shitty." But it's like the movie hasn't even come out.
exactly.
Like the critics saw that movie early,
Hmm.
right? Not all the critics. Maybe you just got like the sour Marvel hating critics, right? Possibility. But
Hmm.
for the fans to be like, it's the best Marvel movie. It's a Marvel movie. Blah blah blah.
Okay, yeah,
I
no,
think that's dumb. I think
yeah,
that's
no,
dumb too.
it's not the best Marvel movie ever,
I think that's
but
dumb because it's like the movie hasn't even come out. You haven't seen it. You don't know what the hell the movie's gonna be, and you're like, whatever. It's.
yeah.
I just think that's.
It is funny, but yeah, like, but I know, but I do know, yeah, like a lot of people were review bombing it and they hadn't even seen the movie, and I just feel like it's people just need to go form their own opinion. But I mean,
Yeah.
you're
I
probably gonna be like
mean,
Sebastian, not like the movie.
yeah. I just lately I feel like I've been getting more critical about the MCU. I love the MCU. I think it's great that like we have all these comic book movies and they're interconnected.
Mhm.
But especially with the MCU, I feel like some of them they're a little samey, they're a little bland in like the visuals, and I think this is probably like one of the worst offenders. Something I didn't like is that like the comics, you got Jack Kirby drawing them, and they're like some of like the brightest, most like obnoxious, like in your face in terms of like color palette. Um, Not that that's a bad thing, it's a sign of the times, quoting Harry Styles. But that's how comics were back then. And for this movie, they were like, nah, let's not do that. Let's just make this shit gray and brown and visually not that interesting, in my opinion. I think, in my opinion,
Talking about the Eternals visuals.
yeah, I think in terms of like the movie visuals, I think it's kind of bland. It
Yeah,
reminds me of like Justice League or like a Zack Snyder movie. And
yeah. I saw so many comments before the movie had started, before we saw it go to the movie, that I saw so many comments like, "Oh my god, this movie is beautiful." Like the Chloe Zhao like did such an amazing. They said you could take a screenshot of any frame in the movie and it's like beautiful.
I don't,
And yeah, I feel you in this one. I did not see that at all.
dude. At the beginning of the movie, there's like a fight scene at night during nighttime. It's like
Mhm.
London, and everything is just gray and blue. And I don't know if it was the theater, or something, but it was hard to see like where characters were at times. Like it just looked so dark and like muddled together. I guess that
People
like
are gonna be
I
like, "It's because you have to see it in IMAX."
yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay extra to see a shitty movie.
We're already paying extra because we're going premiere day.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we're not paying IMAX.
Yeah. For
But I'm
that,
gonna
come on. I'd
yeah,
rather
no,
see something cool in IMAX, like
I honestly did not see the visuals that they were talking about. I mean, yeah, of course, like some maybe three shots in the entire
yeah.
movie
So
were
some
like
parts
really
were
like
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some parts looked cool. It looked nice. But other
right.
times it was just like, come on, dude, like another dark ass, like gray, dark blue, like scene. And then like the only cool thing was that sometimes it would contrast with like the yellow beams that their superpowers had. But
Yeah.
other than that, like most of it was just like kind of like a drag for me to sit through. I know I'm super cynical when it comes to movies. That's like my thing, you know. But come on, like just
Yeah.
still
No, I mean, if you want to see a visually pleasing, I mean, in my opinion, but I mean, visually pleasing movies that are like kind of like Blade Runner, 2049,
Mhm.
is it 2049?
Yeah, 2049.
Yeah. Also, I mean, kind of this is another controversial movie, but Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I thought that movie is like the visuals are beautiful.
I
Um,
like it in on some scenes more than others. Like during like the palace fight, I thought that one was really cool.
yeah, but I mean, that's a movie that I feel like the visuals are really good, and also
Yeah,
like also all the red with like what's his name? I forgot, Snoke, or like the red in the sand. Like I don't know, a bunch of
yeah.
red, but like the visuals are far better in The Last Jedi than in this movie. And we're not talking
I
about story. I'm talking about pure visuals.
I would say yeah. I would say I agree. What was I gonna say? Something that came out recently. Last Night in Soho has pretty cool visuals.
Yeah,
In
I actually
terms of
haven't
like
seen it.
color and stuff like that. I would say even like some DC movies have way better colored palettes than like this,
Yeah.
you know? Like Aquaman is pretty vibrant sometimes. They get the colors down pretty good.
Mhm.
But I don't know, man. When I saw freaking what's his name, Icarus flying around, it just reminded me of Justice League. Just CGI dude flying around, punching other CGI dude flying around.
Yeah, I could see that, but yeah. So we're gonna have to talk spoilers now. But I know I said this before, but before we go on, right now the film is rated at a 49%
Oh,
on Rotten Tomatoes.
it went up a little bit
It went up
because
before we started.
before yeah
Before we started, I told Sebastian that it was a 48, but
yeah.
actually it went up by one. So
And yesterday when we saw it, it was like at a 68,
no, I think
65.
I think it was already in the 50s. So
Oh,
it
okay.
went
So
down.
earlier in the week it was like 65%.
Yeah, but yesterday it was like 58 maybe.
I wonder.
Now it's 49. But here's the thing. The audience score is an
Okay,
86%.
I was about to ask you what the audience score
Yeah.
was.
The audience score is so so like the division between the critics and the audience is immense in this
I
movie.
mean,
And it's like that for a lot of movies lately.
I get it though. Like it's either you make a movie for the fans or you make a movie like for the critics. You know, you either make a good movie
Yeah.
objectively, as in terms of like filmmaking, or you make a
Mhm.
good movie subjectively, where
Yeah.
people can enjoy it. Um, so if you enjoy this movie, cool. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, good for you. I mean,
I
it's a
I
Marvel movie.
I
We're all nerds watching this movie. So
yeah, but this is just one that I'm not gonna rewatch whenever I rewatch the MCU movies.
I mean, it is a really long rewatch.
Yeah, that's something else. Two and a half hours, right?
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours. So, sheesh.
It
I
felt
mean,
longer than that. I mean,
it felt really long. That's the thing. It's the pacing. The pacing was really slow. But yeah, so now that we're talking about like the actual movie, the very, very, very start of the movie, I was laughing my ass
in
off.
the beginning.
It starts off like Star Wars with some text. And it
That's
says in the beginning, in my mind, if you've ever seen this video, this meme, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's this video of a news reporter, I think from somewhere in Africa, but he's going in the beginning.
in
He
the
can't
beginning,
pronounce it.
and he
He
can't
takes like
pronounce.
5 minutes. He takes like 5 minutes to pronounce just the beginning word.
He is
But
like
he says
stuttering
in
a
the
bunch,
beginning,
and then afterwards he still says in the beginning. He
in
says
the
it like
beginning.
it's so
As soon as
funny.
I saw that, I started laughing my ass off.
It was so funny because my girlfriend was on my right, JP was on my left, and so my girlfriend was like in the beginning, and then JP immediately after was like in the beginning.
Yeah. So I mean, the movie started out pretty great.
We all share one brain cell. Because I
Yeah.
because I know I said a joke towards the end of the movie regarding somebody's penis. I told it to my girlfriend, and then immediately after, Jake was like, "That's his dick."
It's thing to we think the exact same, and I didn't even hear you. So
Yeah, that's what's funny about it.
yes, okay.
Yeah, so
So the
this
movie,
movie, it starts out with a title crawl, and right away I was like, "Come on, man," because like I
as
don't
soon as I
know,
saw that, I thought it was a bad sign.
it was too much like not like it wasn't good exposition like in Star Wars, not the prequels because the prequels is fucking lame. The title crawls are lame. Civil War, blah blah blah, diplomatic bullshit. Like, shut up, you know.
Yeah, all
If you're
that
gonna
government
if you're
stuff.
gonna give me something to read, make it engaging. That's what I felt like about this. It's just like, yeah. So there's these group of people called the Celestials. There's some Eternals. There's these motherfuckers called the Deviants. It just felt like the shittiest sci-fi story ever written, and it lasts for like a good while. It was like a good like minute, and a minute isn't
Yeah.
long, but it's like it feels longer.
No, yeah, it definitely felt long because it wasn't just like a couple sentences. It was like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, it
So
was
it
three
was
little
like it
paragraphs.
was like a Star Wars like text
Yeah,
scroll.
but like
So
I
it
said, it's
was
more
pretty
like the
long.
the prequels one where it's like fucking boring exposition about civil unrest in the planets, whatever.
I remember we were watching it. Sebastian immediately was like, "I'm not gonna read
Yeah,
that."
I read like the first line. I was like, I'm not reading that, but then I was like, oh, I'll read it because there was nothing else on screen.
Yeah,
So like I waited like a good amount, like, and then I eventually went back and I was able to read the whole thing. And I was like, this is lame. If I was able to like read it after saying like I'm not gonna read that, you know what I mean? Like that's a bad sign because the title card lasted a good while.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, as soon as I saw a text scroll, I was like, "That's not a
Yeah,
good sign for the
me
movie."
too. I was like, even narration I think would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That I think someone narrating would have been a lot better,
Especially
and it got
somebody
in the story moving.
like Sama Hayek. I think if she
Yeah,
narrated and
even
was like,
yeah, so like someone like that, or even like in a celestial maybe,
yeah,
because the voice was actually like really good. I don't know whose voice it
if
is, but
if
it was
somebody
interesting.
was narrating during like the opening fight, I feel like that would have been a better opening scene because you would have been like, oh my god, you know,
Yeah,
like you'd been like, whoa, that's the Eternals are cool.
I mean,
But
I
it's
think maybe it would have been better if it was Salma Hayek, like you said,
yeah,
because her name is Ajak, by the way.
she's like the
Her
mom.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Dude,
She's like the mom of
she's
the
a mom. You
Eternals.
know what I'm saying? Like Sama Hayek. Like,
She's a mommy.
you guys seen
I
From
mean,
Dusk Till Dawn? You seen that shit? Like,
yeah.
you ever
I
seen that shit?
mean,
Dude,
Salma Hayek underrated.
she puts her stinky feet on
What?
Quentin Tarantino's mouth, and then she like pours like
Okay. I'm not condoning this. I don't know what the hell Sebastian's talking about. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't
it's
hear
the
that, and we're gonna
best.
move on.
It's the best scene in cinema history.
That meme of Martin Scorsese where it's just like it's cinema.
Yeah, yeah,
No, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna pretend.
yeah. But
And
if you guys want to watch a good vampire movie, well, I don't know if it's good, but it's entertaining. So just watch From Dusk Till Dawn, or if you just want to see Salma Hayek put her like dance with a snake around her neck.
okay, we haven't. Okay, we need to
Oh,
move on. We need to move
speaking
on.
of other mommies, so Angelina
Oh
Jolie
god.
is also in this movie.
Yeah. That I'm gonna talk. Let me talk for a little bit about her. That I okay, but Athena, uh, which is Angelina Jolie,
Yeah,
she kind of was a drag in the movie,
I,
honestly.
I thought I liked her just because she wasn't like just uh like one note. I don't know. She had like some depth to her. Like she was like
Yeah.
struggling with like her memory and crap. So I thought that was okay. I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
good.
they gave her a little
And
more backstory, but
and I
like
and
I don't know.
I liked her relationship with Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked her more so. I was surprised that spoilers she doesn't die. I was surprised at how long she lived. I'm surprised she lived through the whole movie. So I thought she was gonna die because I'm like that Angelina Jolie's expensive. You guys have enough money for it?
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, the budget's 200 million.
Oh yeah, I guess
So
it is a Marvel movie. They can probably afford it.
yeah, but anyways, we haven't even talked about the cast either. Not all of
Yeah,
them, at least.
it has some people in it. This movie
Uh,
has
some
actors.
people, yeah, definitely. But some big names we mentioned already, like Kid Harington, Angelina Jolie, Harry Styles, Salma Hayek.
It
But
has
there's other names like Henry, Richard Madden, who plays Icarus, Gemma or Hema. I'm
no,
gonna say Gemma.
it's Gemma. Yeah,
Yeah, Gemma Chan, Don Lee, and Kumail Nanjani, sorry,
yeah,
and
and
Barry Cohen.
we got Barry Keoghan. He's cool.
Yeah.
I like him a lot in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, or is it?
I honestly can't remember a movie that I've seen Barry in.
That one's good.
But,
Dunkirk was okay. Like, or
oh, I
like
remember Dunkirk.
it was good, but I don't know. It was
Yeah,
like,
well, and the last two Eternals, Lauren Ridloff and Leah McHugh.
don't
Uh,
forget about Madong Suk or Madong Syuk. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry.
which one's that one?
Gilgamesh, dude.
No, I said it. It's Don Lee.
Oh, okay. It's because my bad. It's because you read his like, I guess his like
Is
stage name
yeah,
art
stage name. I
because
mean, I'm just looking at the Google here with the cast.
he's Korean, so he has a different name on.
Yeah, no, and over here it says Don Lee,
Yeah, but
but yeah,
he's cool. If you've ever seen Train to Busan, he was probably the best character in that movie.
yeah. Train to Busan is a really great movie, but so since we're talking about the
Yeah,
cast,
watch that instead of this.
since we're talking about the cast, the cast here is probably one of the most diverse casts in the MCU movies, and that's a good point towards it. It does a really great job with the inclusion. I mean, there is
Yeah,
an
you have.
LGBTQ member in the
Mhm.
Eternals, and there's also a deaf, blind, not blind, sorry, deaf mute person.
Yeah,
What's her name?
they
Makari.
use. I don't know if it's ASL because I don't know if she's supposed to be American, but she uses sign language to communicate. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and then also, of course, like Korean actors, Don Lee. I can't pronounce his Korean name, and then also Camille Nanjani. He's more known for like comedic roles and everything, and he's actually really great in this movie. I really liked him. Apart from something else, but I really liked him. And Gemma Chan, and then Salma Hayek, who obviously Mexican like us. So yeah, this movie has a lot of
Yeah,
inclusion. So
and
it
then
was a really great point towards it.
Barry and Richard Madden have like their accents. They're not doing like fake American ones, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know where Richard Madden's from. He sound like Irish, right? Oh no, Scotland.
Yeah,
He's from
Scotland,
Scotland.
and then I think Barry is also Scottish, or he's from Ireland. I'm not
He's
sure.
from Ireland. He's from
Yeah,
Dublin. Yeah. Yes. Diverse cast, but still doesn't save the movie.
nope.
Now, we haven't even talked about the actual story. Can you say in like 30 seconds what the whole movie's about?
Shit. So dude, I don't even know.
That's
There's
the
it.
thing. We don't know.
There's Eternals. They're created by a group called the Celestials. They basically overwatch humanity, see how they grow and crap like that, and they have to
Mhm.
stop this group called the Deviants, which feeds on humans. And after like eradicating all the deviants, they're like, okay, cool, we can chill. And so that's why they've been dormant for like a bunch of years, like not
Not
fighting
dormant.
Thanos. Yeah, not well. They don't do shit. They let Thanos kill people.
Yeah, they've just been
Like
living their lives.
they let the Holocaust happen and shit. So
Yeah.
um
But that's the thing that they talk about like in the movie. Because so they had to basically live through 7,000 years of war and like, pain and suffering from the humans, and they just had to watch by. And some Eternals, obviously, like Druig, who's played by Barry Krogan, oh Kogan, sorry. Um, he was one of the ones that decided to step up and be like, no, I'm not gonna let this happen, because he was watching the Inquisition of Tenochtitlan,
Yeah.
which is I know my girlfriend really liked the fact that they traveled back, like not the time jump. I mean, not the travel back in time, but they time jumped between, like, like wars, like I said, like they showed Hiroshima, they showed Tenochtitlan, they showed Babylon, and they a bunch of different
Yeah.
points in time. And they show like the Eternals helping out humans here and there, but they can't interfere in like their history, basically, like
Yeah.
what will help them develop into,
They interfere a little bit here and there,
yeah.
but overall they just kind of like
They
let.
can only interfere when it deals with deviance.
Yeah.
They can't deal with it like history in itself.
They just let it roll.
Yeah. So
Um
yeah, they basically lived through 7,000 years of that until they got tired of it, and they were
yeah.
just like, you know what, just live your lives, and we'll
and
meet together another day.
and basically they're meeting up now, or like the movie's happening now because there's deviants that are coming back. One of them is like stronger than like
Most.
regular deviants. He can heal himself, which has a power that Ajax had. And so the
Yeah.
Eternals have to meet up, get the band back together, like that episode of Phineas and Ferb, and just go on a road trip. You know?
Yeah. So they haven't seen each other in centuries. And like Sebastian mentioned, there's this new deviant who has the powers of Ajax. So they're all confused. So and then Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, and Sprite, they all go to find Ajax. And that's when they find out that Ajax has actually been killed.
Yeah.
And that's when they figured out, oh, so that's how the deviant healed itself, because they didn't used to do that. Because
Yeah.
that's Ajax
So
powers.
so
She
they
can heal.
yeah, so they find out this deviant can like suck the powers of the Eternals.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then was they from there they just find the rest of the Eternals,
Yeah.
and
There
they're
was
trying to.
so much exposition because they
Yeah,
had to
that.
introduce all the Eternals.
Oh, dude, I felt like throwing up. Yeah, like that's something that I told my girlfriend. We had me and her went to go eat after the movie, and I was just like, "There's so much exposition, dude." Like, I
Yeah.
get it though. Like, you have to explain like who all these characters are,
Mhm.
but that's what I'm saying. Like have like less characters, I guess, because it's like
Yeah.
either
Maybe
way,
10 characters introducing was too much.
yeah, because like either way, you're only gonna have like two main ones, you know.
Mhm.
So it's like, what's the point in having like this big ass team if you're not
I
really
mean,
gonna.
I kind of get it though, because I mean, like I said, this movie is very diverse. So if they would have like introduced a couple, I mean, just like two or three, and then not given like the other characters, I mean, the other cast, like for example, if they wouldn't have given like Kumail Nanjiani, like his exposition, or Brian Tyler Henry, or even like Donnelly, like these characters that are like more diverse, people would have probably gotten upset, and it probably would have
Yeah,
it would have gotten negative points, because it would have felt like uh, not including, not
yeah.
inclusion.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but like it's like, so then why even have like Angelina Jolie? Just get somebody else, you know,
Yeah,
or like,
exactly.
um, or like, yeah, you have Richard Madden. He's just the white guy. You have Barry. I like I like Richard Madden. My girlfriend
Yeah,
loves Richard Madden. Um, but like, yeah, they're like, if you're gonna be diverse, then like be more diverse, I guess, or like, I don't know,
yeah,
do something with these characters besides just like,
yeah.
because
But
why make the side characters the ones that are more diverse,
yeah,
besides
true.
like Gemma Chan.
Yeah. But anyways, the deviant, they saw that it stole Ajax power, but then they fight other ones. And like, to make the long story short, I mean, the long movie's really long, but to make the long story short, they
Uh,
fight other deviants, and
yeah,
the main deviant steals also Gilgamesh and kills him. he steals Gilgamesh's power, which is he basically grows like gauntlets with like they're like really powerful gauntlets. But something I wanted to mention because he killed Gilgamesh, um, I found it super lame that
that they can just
that
die.
yeah, that they can just die so easily. Like they just get stabbed like any normal human and they die. Um, and I found that super lame. I mean, they're immortal, eternal beings. You know, they've lived for 7,000 years, and you tell me they
Yeah,
never got stabbed.
like, and even like they say that like Icarus is supposed to be the strongest one or whatever, but uh like seeing them in action, you don't really feel how strong they are. Like they're just beating up deviants. It's not like they're
Mhm.
like you're not really power scaling them to like anybody else, you know what I mean? It's not like they're fighting another superhero. So it's really hard to tell just how strong they are. You like they're made up to be, oh, they're so cool, you know, they have powers, whatever bullshit, like they have invincibility, whatever. But then they just get like they just die from like
Yeah,
random tentacle
they die.
monsters, and
They
it's
die
like,
like any normal human would be fighting that, or like any. I don't know. It the way that they can die like just like that. It was so lame. I know. I really
yeah.
didn't like that.
And then something else that I thought was really lame was that like at the beginning of the movie, when like the head deviant isn't as strong, he's like super like tanky or whatever the heck. But then
Mhm.
at the end of the movie, he's just fighting one of the Eternals, and he gets bodied like it's nothing. Like he just,
Yeah.
you know, like it just felt like
So
out of nowhere, and it's like,
after he gets Gilgamesh's powers, the main deviant learns to like evolves basically and learns how
yeah,
to talk.
yeah, I don't know who the hell he's supposed to be in the comics, but I thought it was lame.
Yeah,
Like
it was really lame because he
he's voiced by Bill Skarsgård, by the way.
okay, so I was right.
So Pennywise. Um, but yeah, it's just so lame. Like out of nowhere, he's like introduced, and you're like, what the heck is he the villain then, or like,
Yeah.
because
No, I
like they're
mean,
already talking about other stuff that's going on, and then it's like now this guy's talking. It's like what the
yeah,
like
the main deviant, I mean, they made it out to be like he was gonna be like more important, but then at the end, he fights
yeah
Athena and then gets sliced and diced in 2 seconds.
yeah
Which I found that also super lame that like he did all this for nothing.
yeah. Basically, he like leveled up, um, and then he was like, nah, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna die. Like he basically got a bunch of experience, a bunch of power ups, and then he was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, it
And
was very lame. But we haven't talked about
and
the
he's
one of
not
the
even the
main
main villain.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the plot twist I would say is
Well,
the fact
we
what
haven't really explained what the Eternals are trying to stop besides the deviants.
okay, yes. So I'll talk about that. So
Yeah,
first, uh after they find out that Ajax was killed, they find Ajax basically has like some sphere that was given to her by one of the Celestials, and she chooses Cersei as the new leader. And then Cersei finds out that basically the real purpose of the Eternals is not for the deviants. The real purpose of the Eternals is to basically farm all the humans in the earth, and so that the humans energy, like, you know, because there's 7 billion people in the earth, so they farmed all those humans so that there could be a new celestial be so a new celestial is born from earth.
yeah. It's called
So
the Emergence,
yeah,
and it's
and
like
it
the
basically
ending.
will
It's like
kill
the
everyone.
ending of Cabin in the Woods, basically.
Yeah, it reminded me of that too. Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
once the Celestial is born, like the whole planet will just explode. So the
yeah.
Eternals are like, holy crap! And they also find out that all their memories are fake.
Yeah.
They That's why Angelina Jolie, she's like remembering the previous memories. They also
Hmm.
find out there's like multiple of them. There's like different versions of them. Like they're basically synthetic.
Yeah,
Um,
they were told that they were be like the Celestials told the Eternals that they're from the planet Olympia and that they would return once their mission was complete, which was bullshit. They lied to
yeah,
them.
they're not from a planet called Olympia. They're I forgot the name of the place, but it's like this weird spaceship thing.
Yeah, basically the Celestials, they're the one they just constructed
Yeah, it's
them,
like
like, so they're basically like more advanced robots. Like,
yeah, the place they come from is like basically like a big ass factory.
yeah.
Um,
And they've made millions of them. So once their mission is complete, they get rid of them and get new Eternals. You get me?
yeah,
So then, because we see it like another, we see like an unfinished version of Cersei. So we know that it's not the first time Cersei has been like existing, I guess.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel
it,
like maybe what they do is in case one of them dies, they just like they're like, okay, let's rebuild that one. But
yeah,
for the ones that like don't die, they just like reboot them. You know, I think that's
yeah,
what they do.
yeah. They just
Because
get
that would make more
rebooted.
sense instead of just like making new ones every planet, unless you send them off to different planets at the same
Hmm.
time, which
Exactly.
I guess you could also do.
Yeah. So, like I said, Cersei found out about the real mission of the Eternals, and she was upset because obviously she fell in love with with Earth, and she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah. She has a
So
boyfriend, Kid Harington.
yeah, yeah. So basically, it kind of turned. They she told the rest of the Eternals, but Icarus, plot twist, he is evil, and he actually fully believes in the mission of the Celestials,
Yeah,
and he actually does want Earth to like just end.
yeah. I when I was watching the movie, I thought there was gonna be some like twist. I
Mhm.
thought one of the Eternals was gonna be bad, but I thought it was gonna be Druig, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's his face, dude. It's like something in his face. He just looks
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
evil
I
guy.
mean, yeah, Barry. No offense to you, but yeah,
Yeah,
you play really good bad guy sometimes.
yeah,
Um,
but he's not. He's not evil.
no, it's just that all his talk about him like trying to do something different than the Eternals. I thought it was gonna end up with him being like, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
because his power is like controlling the minds of like basically anyone he wants.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna basically like control the Celestial and then like take over it and then like try
Yeah,
to
because
kill all the.
that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, but I thought he was gonna use it for to do bad stuff, not to do good stuff. That's what I
Hmm.
thought was gonna happen. But then Icarus is like, well, first you get another flashback, and then you see that Icarus killed Ajax,
Yeah,
and then Icarus is able to be like, yeah, I'm the bad guy
yeah, and
because you saw the flashback, so you know
yeah,
now he's allowed to be evil.
and that plot twist, I gotta say, I didn't. I mean, I saw it coming like from a mile away because it's like a story that has been told so many times. Like the most powerful, in quotes, the most powerful member of a team, he goes evil. I mean, we've
Yeah,
seen
I mean,
Superman happen. We've seen like even in the boys, Homelander, he's the one that's evil.
yeah, I guess it makes more sense because you know if somebody like Druid or Sprite became evil, then like
They're not
you
gonna do
know
shit.
Icarus can just be like laser eyes, you know,
Exactly.
and like super strength and just kill them. But
Yeah.
he
And
when he does become evil, he doesn't kill them. He
no, he says, I will kill you if I have to," but
but
then
he doesn't
he
do it.
like then he's a pussy and doesn't do it.
I don't know if it's like, oh, I don't want to kill my friends, but he was literally like he literally almost killed them, and then he was like, yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so basically they're trying to stop the birth of the new celestial.
yeah, so he's coming out, his hands coming out of the ground. It's actually pretty like that was one of the shots that I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the better shots in the movie,
Yeah.
when the celestial is actually coming out of the earth.
Oh, you know what?
And
Sorry. You know what ticked me off about that fight?
what?
About the last fight? That what's his name? Kingo just isn't
Oh
there.
yeah, we didn't. I was gonna mention that, but I forgot.
She's just
The
gone.
Yeah, when I mentioned that I really liked Kingo's character, like he's really funny. I really liked him. But for some reason, when Icarus revealed his plan that like, okay, I believe in the Celestials and I want to fulfill my purpose, and he uh Kingo told Icarus that he would follow him with whatever he would do, he would follow him. And then because Icarus was turning evil, Kingo was basically like, yeah, I know, like I'm with Icarus, but I'm not gonna hurt you guys. Like,
Yeah,
so he's just like dipped, and I really didn't like that.
he doesn't help. But like
Yeah,
either side, he's like, yeah, I believe in the eternal, but or like I believe in the celestial, but I'm not gonna help you guys out.
yeah, he didn't help anyone. He just like dipped. So I
Yeah,
thought that was super lame
and
because I really actually
he
like this character.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was one of the only ones that had like a useful set of powers because like he can just shoot beams, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like
he was getting like a comic, huh?
yeah, but at least that does damage, you know. Like with Sprite, she has like magic stuff. She can turn invisible and then stab you. But what's that gonna do?
Yeah, she's kind of like a mini Loki.
Barry, what's Barry? I keep calling him Barry. What's Drew gonna do? Just control your mind?
I mean, we saw it
Like
in Tenochtitlan where he like controlled everyone from both sides, like
yeah, but
from
I
the
mean
Mexican
like,
army and then the Spanish army.
but he can't control the other Eternals, can he?
No, I don't think so. I
So
think the
yeah,
others,
what's
just
he gonna
others.
do against like, you know, like the other people?
Yeah. I mean, but anyways, to make the long story short, they finally stopped the celestial being born,
Yeah,
and you only see like the head popping out and like the hand. And when the head was coming out, that was the part where we were like, "Oh, look, it's his dick."
yeah, we're like oh, siblings.
Yeah. So, Cersei, she like somehow gets like a bunch of power, and because like all their minds were connected,
Yeah, and she turns the
and
celestial to
it looks like
stone.
ice.
It looks like ice. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like ice, and it was kind of funny that they mentioned because I know they mentioned something
Can't they
about the
just melt that
glaciers.
dude?
Yeah,
Like if he's ice, can't they just melt that dude?
maybe, but I don't know.
Just
So it came
turn him
it
into
came out in the
water though.
news.
Just
It came out in the news
oh, I guess that would flood
in
everything.
the worldwide flood, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've successfully stopped um the celestial being born, but then the main
But
celestial, whose
yeah,
name is Artham, or Artham or Arsham, Arsham.
Arshim.
Yeah, he's like he picked up Archie, Archie,
he's like
Cersei.
you guys forgot about me.
Yeah, he picked up Cersei from where she was, and she was like, you know what? I'll forgive you for this one, but I'm gonna come back.
But he takes them like he takes the Eternals that stayed in on Earth. So he takes Cersei, he takes uh Festus, and he takes or Fastus, and he takes what's his name, Kingo. So he takes
Yeah,
them three, and it's up to the other Eternals to find them.
yeah, and that's when Harry Styles' character comes out in
Yeah,
the mid-credit scene.
yeah, and he's like, "Hey, we gotta save your friends."
Yeah,
He plays Thanos' brother, Star Fox.
yeah. I don't know anything about him either, but I know that
I,
he's supposed to be like the opposite of Thanos. You know, like good. You know,
I think all I know is that he hits on girls a lot. I think that's his thing.
because he's
He's,
Harry Styles.
he's kind of like a Star Lord, like
Yeah.
that. Like he hits on girls. I think I could be wrong, but yeah. And then he has like a space hobbit named Pip. He's voiced by Patton Oswalt. I recognize the voice in the theater, but I wasn't sure, so I had to double check here. But yeah, he's voiced by Patton Oswalt, and it's weird. That was such a.
It was really weird when he came out. I was like, what the fuck is
I was
going
like,
on?
yeah, I, it's literally a space hobbit that just like appears, like
Yeah,
he teleports in, and I was like, what the heck is going on?
yeah, the lights were coming in. I thought it was multiverse.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be multiverse crap, and I was like, I thought it was gonna be like like another group of Eternals from like a different universe, and I thought it was gonna be like a good Richard Madden Icarus or something like
That would have
that.
been cool. I think that would have been better. But I guess they gotta get Harry Styles in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the end of the movie. Honestly, it
But
did not feel like it served any purpose at all.
yeah, I feel like you can totally skip this movie when it comes down like because you know what they're setting up in Marvel now. I mean, they're setting up all this cosmic stuff, but like, do you really care about the cosmic stuff? Because like after seeing this movie, I'm like, I don't give a crap.
It's just I just feel like after Avengers Endgame, they just have to go like bigger and
Bigger,
bigger.
yeah,
But that's the thing. We talked about it in the theater, and it's like what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you gonna do against a celestial? Like
Yeah,
when you
that's
see this movie, you'll know the size of a fucking celestial. I mean,
that's
they're literally like the ones that created the entire universe.
yeah, but it's like that's like Galactus, you know, like.
No, Galactus is not that big.
But the Avengers fight though. He literally eats planets, dude.
No, I know what you mean.
Is he not the same size as?
No, I do not think he's the same size as Celestial.
Oh, you know, I
Like,
think you're right because in Marvel versus Capcom 3, he's a boss and kicked his ass. So
yeah, and I think Galactus can like change size, can't he? So
I don't fucking know.
yeah,
But
but no, I mean, what the fuck are
I
you gonna
was
do?
I was asking JP, I was like, is he the big bad? Just because like he's literally like so big. I was like, is
Yeah,
he gonna be the big bad?
yeah, because like there's multiple scenes where like when they're talking to the Celestial, like Cersei, they're like they put like their hand up, like they're picking them up, and they're literally like the size of a fucking ant against compared like just compared to the hand.
Yeah. Oh,
So no,
the only way to kill him would be to get every single multiverse superhero. So you just have little CGI, like a whole army of little CGI Spider-Man just crawling all over the guy.
yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, honestly, I'm not sure what they're gonna do after
Yeah.
this.
I was
In
telling
the
Sebastian
in
that
the
I don't think Celestial is like a big bad like at
in
all.
the end credits, there's Kit Harington. He gets the ebony blade,
Mhm.
and then you hear Blade's voice in the background.
Is it
So
Blade's voice? That's the thing.
I on the Wikipedia it says it's Blade, like it says Mahershala Ali, like it says like he's the voice of Blade at the end,
Are you sure about that though?
and I'm like that makes more sense because I don't think it's the Watcher.
It yeah, there I don't think it's a Watcher either, but I mean maybe it makes sense about Blade because I did see a video. I know I linked it to you,
Yeah,
and they did talk about because for those who don't know, the Black Knight has a long history and they do like hint at it a little bit in the internals. But basically, long story short, his uncle was also a Black Knight, but he was evil. But King Harrington's character, Dane Whitman, is supposed to be like the opposite. He's supposed to be good.
yeah,
And the ebony blade has been used for so many reasons, but one of them was also to kill vampires.
yeah,
So that's a really interesting plot point that I think they could go into. Which I mean, I know they're going to do Blade soon
yeah.
in a couple of
I
years.
I
So
think
maybe he
I,
comes out in that.
I think probably what they're gonna do is I don't think Kit Harington is gonna be like a major part of that movie.
No,
I think he'll probably be in Eternals 2 if they even make an Eternals 2.
I
But I
think it
think
will be more interesting as a Disney Plus show, honestly.
yeah, but I think Blade will just be like, hey man, that sword kills vampires, let me borrow it. And Kit Harington's gonna be like, nah, and then that's it.
Yeah,
I feel
and
like that's it.
they did hint at vampires.
Because it's gonna be weird to um like have two superheroes, especially like in a Blade movie. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
have the origins of two superheroes.
Yeah, I mean they did it in this one. They did 10 origins.
Yeah, but that's like a group, you know, the Eternals. You can't have like a movie
Yeah,
about like
I get you. I get you.
Icarus
But
because
I
then no
feel
one's
like
gonna
they
watch
could
that
just talk
movie.
about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, but
But yeah,
I,
in terms of
I'm
like
I'm hyped for Blade though.
yeah, I'm hyped for Blade. But in terms of like the rest of the MCU, like besides Spider-Man, like whatever comes after this, I'm like, like I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be excited for it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they have to do a lot to get me excited for. I mean, of course, everyone's excited for Spider-Man No Way Home, but
I wonder if it's gonna take like 4 phases to like,
yeah,
like set up everything again, because that's crazy.
I mean, this is the first phase that there isn't, like an end game. You know?
Yeah, there's nothing like I mean, I know they have the X-Men planned, I know they have Fantastic Four planned.
Yeah,
So
I think Fantastic Four is the last movie of this phase. I think,
so
but I'm not
I
sure.
just wonder what they're gonna do at the end. Like Doctor Doom would be really cool. Like I said, like Secret Wars would be really cool, especially with all this multiverse stuff that's happening. I think that would be sick. But I don't
Yeah,
know if that's necessarily like end game level. I feel like something like Galactus or like Celestials would be more end game level, just because
yeah,
they're trying to go more cosmic. But I don't know, man.
maybe. But anyways, That's the end of the movie.
Oh, you know, it'd be cool. Well, I don't know if it would be cool, but what they're doing with the symbiotes now, I think that would be cool. Like
I actually
the
I
god
actually
of
saw
symbiotes and stuff
that
like that.
I actually saw the ebony blade is connected to Null, the god of the symbiotes, and they said that either Null or someone, I forgot who, was the one that chopped off the head of that celestial that we
Oh
see in
yeah,
Guardians.
yeah. So in the comic, Null uses like this this blade made of darkness to like cut off a celestial's head, and
Yeah,
the video said that it could be the same head that like is in Guardians of the Galaxy because it's
yeah,
supposed to be like a celestial head, which that would be kind of cool. Like I would be down, I guess, for like a symbiote god story. But I don't.
yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if that's end game level. Also, I don't know.
No, I don't know, but I mean, especially since like the Venom stuff is going on, it
But
sounds interesting to
yeah.
me. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the movie.
Um.
So,
Uh.
what's your final rating of this movie?
Look, I honestly, I'm sorry. I don't like this movie. You know what? I'm not gonna apologize. I have my opinion. You guys have your
Yeah,
opinion.
it's okay if you don't like it.
Um. I thought this movie was just kind of boring. I'm trying to think of what's something that happened in this movie, so I can give it like a funny thing. Um,
Stop
I give it I give it 4 saliva beers out of 10.
If you've seen the movie, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I would go that low. I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. But anyways, I don't think I would go that low. I think I would give this movie about maybe a 5 or 6. Maybe I'll give it a little higher. I'll give it a 6. Uh yeah, I'll just give it the same. 6 saliva beers out of 10 because I think it does have some good stuff going for it, but some things just didn't work out.
Yeah, like I
But
said, I think there's some good ideas. I just don't think they were executed like the best that they could have. I
yeah.
think it was just trying to like fit too much together. Because you know, you got like I said, it's just a bunch of exposition. You got to explain who the Eternals are. You got to explain what Celestials are for people that don't know what the Celestials are. Because it's going cosmic. You know, the MCU is going cosmic. You have to explain all that crap. I feel like
Mhm.
this movie just tried to explain too much, and it kind of
Yeah.
lagged a little bit. But yeah, you know,
Yeah.
if like I said before, if you enjoyed it, good for you. Yeah.
But with that rating, is it the worst MCU movie
Uh,
in your opinion?
I you know, I don't remember what happens in Thor 2, Thor the Dark World. Like
Also a snooze fest.
I can't tell you the plot of that movie. So for sure, I think those two are
Yeah.
like on
Yeah,
my
I think in
list.
the very, very, very bottom of the movie, I mean MCU ratings, there has to be like Iron Man 2, there has to be Thor Dark World and I don't know, others like also Incredible Hulk. But
I
anyways, we got it.
I would say at least Iron Man 2 has like what's his name? Sam Rockwell. It has
I don't like
freaking
it.
um I mean it has Robert Downey Jr. That's good.
Yeah, but I don't like it. But anyways, um I thought we could keep this episode short, but I guess we failed at that. But I mean, this one we did have a lot of
This
stuff we
movie's
had to
three
talk
hours
about.
long.
Yeah,
And for
yeah, we had
what?
to we had to talk about it. But
It's a waste of my time. I saw some guy on Twitter be like, I'm gonna rewatch it to see how it is on the rewatch. I'm like, why would you dude, come on. That's like
no,
3 hours of your life. You could be playing the new Animal Crossing update right now. You could be getting some bitches, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I,
uh,
my girlfriend was like, she said something about Marvel. She was like, "Oh, this is another Marvel movie." I was like, yeah, you should Marvel at some bitches. That's what I told her.
yeah. My girlfriend actually rated this movie pretty high. She rated it like an 8 or a 9, and I was like very in disagreement with her. But I mean, I'll let her enjoy. I'm not gonna like be a
Yeah,
bitch about it. If she enjoyed it, good for her.
yeah,
But anyways, that's the end of the episode, guys. I hope you
yeah,
enjoyed us shitting on Eternal.
yeah. This is the first Marvel movie we really get to like shit on.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gone through the whole MCU lineup, but
Yeah,
we will at some point cover the whole MCU.
yeah.
Uh,
I keep
but
saying yeah. I have nothing. I have
I
nothing else to
mean,
say.
we're just like saying goodbye. But anyways, guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Uh,
It gave us a lot to talk about,
did we ever
but
introduce ourselves?
we didn't. Oh my god, we didn't. But anyways, this has been Stay Till the Crayons podcast. I'm JP.
I've been Sebastian. Well, I still am, but you get what I mean. Shut up.
Well, yeah, follow us on our social medias and go follow the leave a like on the episode and watch the next episodes. We have a
Yeah.
good lineup lined up already. A good
Don't
lineup lined up.
don't watch the Eternals unless you really, really, really want to spend money and like 3 hours of
Just-
your life.
Just watch this episode.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
watch this episode.
I mean, if you already, this is the end of the episode, but thank you if you did.
I'll tell you everything that happens. I'll tweet you. I'll text you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go follow us, leave a like, and
hey,
see
what
you
are we
later.
watching next? What are we watching next?
I think
We're watching
Ghostbusters-
Dune?
No, oh, go Dune. I think Dune. Yeah,
Dude.
I think yeah. We're gonna and the next episodes for the ones interested. We're gonna talk about Dune. I think we're talking about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about Amazing Spider-Man.
You know what I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna be doing your mom. That's what
I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
Did I? I already. Okay. Bye.